keeps running.
Everything feels so abstract. Yeah, it's complicated. What you say, the way you act, but it makes me so confused.
Come in.
I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up?
Hello there, are you Jace?
That's me. I talked over the phone with the landlord for a scheduled apartment walkthrough at 2 o'clock.
Yes, the landlord gave me that notice. You're right on time. I'm Dana, property manager of Valley Heights apartment complex. Welcome. I see that you have also brought along some company.
Yes, I have. This is my girlfriend Jessica K. And two very good friends of ours, Carly Haven and James Sullivan. James is the one interested in the apartment you have available for rent. We are trying to find a new place for him before he's due for eviction on the 28th of this month.
And we're running out of time. So this is kind of our last potential shot.
I see. Well, I am sure we could get your friend James moved into the available apartment space by the 28th, if he is interested, as I'm sure you've heard we offer our apartments to potential tenants on the spot. Although that's usually because I am well acquainted with and have a strong personal relationship with the landlord who owns the Valley Heights apartment property.
James needs this apartment badly. I'm sure he'd be the tenant you're looking for.
Let's see how things go, and then we can proceed from there.
Before we check out the apartment, my friend Jace here told me you have another client interested in the apartment. If it's a guy by the name of Paxton LaBarge, I will do everything I can to convince you that I really need this apartment more than he does.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Sullivan. I've never heard of a Paxton LaBarge before. Now, if everyone would please follow me upstairs, I'll show you the apartment space that we have available that's up for grabs. Right here is the main living room area of the apartment. Doesn't really look that fancy when you don't have a whole lot to look at and admire. However, the living room does give you a very nice view of the outside.
Hey, do any of you smell something?
I was just about to say the same thing.
What is that smell?
Oh my, I am so sorry for that. I thought that problem was taken care of. My last tenants of this apartment had a bad habit of drug use. Valley Heights does not tolerate any drug or smoking usage, under any circumstances. Drugs especially. If you get caught doing drug usage in any of the apartments here on this property, you are automatically evicted on the spot, which ultimately is the reason my last tenants did not last here that long.
Well, obviously, someone didn't do a good job getting rid of that smell.
Yeah, I don't know who from building maintenance messed up badly, since they are responsible for keeping the empty apartments clean, but I will make sure the problem is taken care of.
So besides apartments that can be clean at times if people do their jobs correctly, how do the other tenants like it here?
Many of the other tenants in the building love Valley Heights. Affordable rent, close by to neighborhoods, some of which even have their families living in, there is just so much they love about this place. And of course, I have my personal favorite tenants of everyone who lives here. I think that has to go to two of my newest tenants who just moved into an apartment just down the hall.
What are their names?
Heather Lee and Amberlyn Vale. They are twin sisters. If you would like to meet them, they're just a few doors down, in apartment 220.
Please excuse me and Jessica for a moment, you two.
Yeah, he is so hot. I wish I was in his arms.
Do not tell me you are still looking at pictures of that big hunky lifeguard from Tyndale Tide.
He has a name, you know. It's Samir.
Amberlyn, you know that he's already taken, right? He already has a woman in his life, and they seem really happy together.
I know. I'm jealous. I wish I was Samir's girlfriend instead. We'd make such a perfect couple.
Well, try not to stare too long at this Samir guy the next time we go to Tyndale Tide this summer. I wonder who that could be. We're not expecting any company.
If it's that creep from downstairs, tell him to leave or I'll send my heel right into his ass.
Hello there, Heatherly.
Jace? Jessica? What are you two doing here?
We could ask you and Amberlynn the same thing. When were you two going to tell us about? Well, this.
Heatherly, what's going on?
Jace and Jessica just showed up at our door.
May we come in? Jessica and I would like to talk.
All right, you two. You both have some serious explaining to do. You two said you couldn't find an affordable apartment in Tyndale Valley, and were moving to Wilford Heights because you said that there was an affordable apartment up there within your budgets.
Is there something we missed? Because right now, all this comes down to is that you two lied.
And for that me and Heatherly are sorry, but we swear to you both that that little lie was not intentional.
Amberlynn is right. Let us explain what happened.
Okay, then you start this off, giving your best explanation to us about this whole thing, Heatherly.
Both myself and Amberlynn were going to be moving to Wilford Heights, just like we originally planned, back when we told you guys and Julie at the news this last March. But then, while we were out getting coffee at the mall, the coffee shop owner went out of their way to recommend this place to us.
We followed the proper procedures, talked to the landlord, and then Heatherly and I set up a time and date that we could meet the property manager and see if she could offer us an apartment space.
And the property manager in question happened to be Dana.
You know her?
Yeah, she's actually with James and Carly right now. But as for why, well, that's a story me and Jeff will have to go into detail about later. Right after you two finish telling us the truth.
Well, picking up where Amberlynn left off, we did meet up with Dana. Then, we asked her if there was an apartment space in the Valley Heights apartment complex that was available that she could offer to us. One that was within both of our budget range, and big enough for the two of us.
And then, as if by fate, Dana told us that we were in luck, and she offered to give us a lease agreement for this apartment that we are all in now.
Why didn't you two tell me and Jace, or even Juliet, about your new apartment right here in town?
There's absolutely zero excuse why we didn't tell you guys or Juliet. And then for you guys to tell some of the others that me and Amberlynn were moving to Wilford Heights, and then it ends up not being true at all. That also makes both of us very sorry and disappointed in ourselves for any trouble we caused when we didn't mean to.
Yeah, we are both very sorry. Me and Heatherly promise to try harder next time, so that this doesn't happen again.
We'll hold you both to that.
We also accept your apologies. We are, after all, good friends.
Thank you guys.
Hey Carly. Apologies that we took so long.
That's all right. I know how much you two wanted to talk to Heatherly and Amberlynn. And for good reason. James and I looked around the rest of the apartment with Dana while you guys were out. It went pretty well. Now James and Dana are over there, talking to each other. It's mainly about if James is willing to sign a lease agreement, so he can rent out the apartment space. I honestly thought they were going to do it downstairs in Dana's office the moment we got done. But I was wrong. Well, James, what's the end result?
Having talked things over with Dana, I've decided that I'm going to be signing a lease agreement. I'm going to be moving into this apartment space.
So, it's official then.
Pretty much. We're going to head back down to Dana's office so I can sign the lease agreement. Then we can head home. And as soon as we get home, I'm going to start packing right away, so we can get me moved in here in time before my eviction date.
Let's hope you're right, man. The three of us will chip in and help you out with the packing.
Thank you, Jace.
Well, everyone, shall we head back downstairs to my office?
Yeah. Let's get going. You know, when you offered me to be your roommate, I thought we'd have an understanding of sorts.
James, you might wanna watch where you're going.
Look who's here.
Jessica.
Jace.
And some guy with black hair.
The name happens to be James. James Sullivan.
James, I think it's better that you stay here.
Hey, no fair. Why do you guys get to have all the fun while I'm stuck here at home? Do you really want me to be bored as fuck?
Yes. We're just joking, man. You can come with.
Hey. James.
Oh, Carly. It's just you. Don't sneak up on me like that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to spook you. How are you holding up? I know how nerve-wracking today has been.
Well, yeah. I think that's pretty obvious. I'll be honest. I'm not holding up all that great. Today is the day I have to leave the house, and I am not thrilled about it. So, did you guys already find someone to replace me?
Okay, James, two things. First, we actually have found a potential someone. Or at the very least, Jace might have. And second, don't think of leaving the house as being replaced. Think of it as starting a new chapter for yourself. Like a fresh start, to really get yourself going, especially with independence. Trust me, I know what it's like having to move on, and how difficult it may be. Jace and Jessica know the feeling too.
Carly's right, James.
Yeah.
Things just won't be the same without you around in the house, man. This is just as hard for us letting go of having you be our roommate, as it is for you, having to leave the house.
Well, everything else I've got is all packed, so I guess this is it. Time for me to get going to my new apartment.
Not yet, man. You ain't leaving without a hug. A group hug at that, from us.
Then bring it in. All of you.
Come visit us anytime you want to, man.
I will. That's a promise. Oh, and hey, Carly. Keep Jace and Jessica close to you, no matter what.
I will. You have my word.
Goodbye, you guys. Take care.
Bye, James.
Bye, James.
Goodbye, James.
Babe? James will be fine.
I know. I just wish he didn't have to get evicted.
We all did our best doing what we could to help him. And you said it yourself. He's always welcome back anytime. It's okay to feel sad for now. But time will heal those wounds.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you, love.
visions of the sea, to fly so high as you could be.